Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. How is everyone? Are you guys watching football today? It's the playoffs. Eagles aren't in it. So, how are you guys? 2 o'clock today, I will be going live for Pennsylvania only. In case you guys are interested, I wish I could do that for all 50 states, but unfortunately, my brain could not hold that much information. Pennsylvania is good enough, right? Um, So yeah, I'll just go ahead and get started in the chat. So yeah, if you have any questions regarding unemployment, definitely put them in the chat. Unfortunately, I don't have the latest and greatest updates for every state because honestly, like I said, keeping up with 50 states is if I want to do it the right way, and I'd rather, um, you know, I would rather look the information up myself as opposed to relying on third party sources. So unfortunately, I just don't have that kind of time because the last time I did it, it took me like 6 hours to go through 50 states. And so yeah, I apologize. I just can't do that. But just keep in mind that if you are on a program, whatever program you're on, more so like PEUC, PUA, and a lot of states are paying PEUC and PUA for those that have not exhausted those benefits. So uh, if you hear that, if you're someone that did exhaust those benefits early December or maybe even sooner, but you're seeing people in your state that are collecting PUA or PEUC, and you're like, what the heck's going on? That might be why. It's because you exhausted your benefits before the expiration and they didn't. Because I'm seeing that occurring in a lot of states. So, yeah, the best thing that you can do is check out, obviously, your state unemployment site. If you can't find any information on there, because there are some states I couldn't find any information on it, you could check out Twitter. A lot of the uh, unemployment agencies do have Twitter accounts or Facebook accounts, and they update them pretty regularly. So that's pretty cool. So I'll go ahead and get to the questions. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I do go live on my channel Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this whole weekend, going live on weekends, a new thing. So if you guys like it, I'll keep doing it. So yeah, we'll go to a little before 2, and then at 2 o'clock, if you are in Pennsylvania, or even if you're not, you just want to hang out. We'll talk about Pennsylvania only specific issues, but quite honestly, our issues are happening a lot of places. So if you want to hang out, cool. Jeff, how are you? Yeah. So Jeff is saying my unemployment still held up. Some people getting paid. So what's the issue? So it could be for the reasons that I just explained, and also depends on the program that other people are in. So yeah, unfortunately, there's so many different factors, right? Some states are required. Well, I think all states are requiring for PUA income documentation within 90 days, as well as proving your identity. So I don't know if some states are holding up PUA because you have to prove your identity first. Every state is different, and that's why I couldn't keep up with everything. So yeah, and it could be best thing to do, honestly, is if you feel as though you should be getting paid, if you're seeing that other people are getting paid for the program that you're on, best thing to do is just reach out to unemployment, which obviously is virtually impossible right now because that's what everyone's doing. Paradise Beach, how are you? Thanks for being here on a Sunday. Greg, any update on PUA? So yeah, any Pennsylvania unemployment, I will be talking about at 2 o'clock today. 430 trees. Good day. My unemployment says week not paid. My benefits went back to 0, saying maximum benefits paid. So, when you log into your dashboard, a lot of people will say a balance of 0. Once the states update their systems, you will have a brand new balance. Now, for those of you that had weeks left of PEUC or PUA prior to the expiration date, you should be seeing that money back into your account. But again, eventually, obviously the states, like I said, have to update their systems. So if you are logging into your account and you don't see your claim, just don't worry yet, because that's unfortunately part of the whole programming cycle. Some wacky things are happening and they're piecemealing this stuff in, I feel like, meaning instead of releasing everything, fixing everything and releasing everything in one shot, what they're doing is fixing piece by piece. So then every time we log in, we're seeing something different on our dashboard. And technically it's not I don't want to say it's not the right way to do it, but obviously it's doing nothing but confusing us and scaring us, right? Because you log in one day and you don't have a claim. Rest assured, I'm sure they have some sort of backup of all that data. So if you log in, you don't see your specific claim, don't worry. At least they should have a backup of everything. Lizzie, you sent a comment on Friday's video. I need help. Okay. What's today? Sunday? Okay. I'll try to I'm gonna write that down. Gosh, you know what? I need to just get organized here. Lizzie, I will take a look. You know what you could do, Lizzie? You know what would probably be more helpful? If I can't find it, you know what? I'm sure I'll find it. No worries. Star, how are you? I still haven't received my PUA unemployment. I reapplied because they didn't have my self-employment income added to my pay, only my W-2, which wasn't much. Do you know how long it could take? Great question. Oh, Star, I feel like I need. Okay, let me finish. Okay, you're in Georgia. I was like, I feel like I should know where you are. I did speak to a lady. She said I could get something in the mail in 10 to 12 days. What do you think? They reapplied, messed me up. Well, for PUA, you know what? It could have delayed a couple things. If you have an active claim and a second claim comes in with your name and all your information, they could deem that as someone's trying to steal your identity. In which case, they'll put like a flag on your account. I'm not saying that that's what happened in your specific situation, but you should be able to call them and just have them delete the second application. At least I've seen, that's what I'm seeing people do. So then hopefully that there wouldn't be a delay and all that. But I mean, if she said that, I mean, as long as she didn't specifically say, yeah, you messed things up, I would imagine, I mean, you'll be fine eventually. But yeah, it could have possibly caused some delays, but I understand that obviously you want to get that information to them as fast as possible, right? So, which is why you open up a new claim. But yeah, I would reach back out and say, look, I did this by mistake. Is there any way you can just delete this other claim and just, have my initial claim, and then ask her, where can I upload the specific information? Just to make sure that your claim doesn't get all out of whack. Jerry, I'm in Kentucky, been filing on PEUC every 2 weeks. I have an open claim already. It's telling me to reapply again. What do I do? I've reapplied 2 times because it said, yeah, I wouldn't, I was trying to think Kentucky, if anything stood out with Kentucky. Unless you know for sure that people on PEUC have been paid out, I wouldn't necessarily, definitely don't reapply, because again, it could cause other issues. It could cause a delay. And unfortunately, what's happening is if millions of people keep redoing applications, it's only going to cause a bottleneck in the system. Um, so yeah, if you were on PUC and you exhausted PUC prior to the expiration date, the reason why your claim you're not able to certify is possibly because Kentucky haven't updated their system, which obviously is the case with most states. So yeah, unfortunately, I wouldn't reapply again, considering it looks like you did that a couple of times and nothing happened. Unfortunately, we just have to sit and wait, which I know is easier said than done. Which that's why I'm hoping that um, when they do decide to pass another bill to hopefully extend these programs, they will do it ASAP. So then, when the programs expire, everyone will be able to roll along and everything's good to go. Tara, a regular unemployment in Ohio in my last 3 weeks is saying pending in the portal. What does this mean? So what happens on, well, no, not regular that's a good question. Um, oh, you know what? Ohio, and I'm sorry, I have to talk about Ohio real quick. Ohio is one of those states that they were implementing a brand new system, I think. Let me just double check, make sure. I'm pretty sure it's Ohio. Yeah, so what they're doing, they're switching. They have like I guess an old system and a new system. What they're doing is switching all the applicants into a new system. So obviously that would be an ordeal, I would imagine. So with your status and pending, I would assume that's what it means. I think an ETA for that is the third week in January, which is this week. Obviously, that could, I would assume, because you're on regular unemployment, yours would be one of the first things to get fixed. But I would imagine that's why it's in a pending status, and with that, that's probably why you didn't get paid. Again, I could be totally wrong, but that's the last time I did research on Ohio, and I'm only mentioning this because I know a lot of you are in Ohio. I would imagine that's what the holdup is. They're just switching everyone to a new system. Okay, Lizzie, let me see. All right, you got a lot here, so bear with me for a second. I was able to certify for some reason 3 weeks on zero balance. Benefits exhausted. Now I have balance for 4 weeks instead of 11. I go to certify today and actually saying that I was going to get paid with the $300, but when I go for those 3 weeks history, I certify. Lizzie, are you in? Oh my gosh. I don't think my brain can comprehend this. Sorry. I feel like I'm in slow motion today. All right, so it looks like you had 4 weeks left of your program. Um, Lizzie, are you in Pennsylvania? I can't remember. Um, yeah, I'm honestly, Lizzie, give me some time to digest all that. Because I wanna take my time with reading. But let me know if you're in Pennsylvania, because if so, then before we go live on the PA one, I can answer that. Or at least, well, maybe not totally answer it, but at least give you my thoughts on that. So yeah, give me some time with that. Valerie, my screen says pending since 26th of December. Yeah, it's probably because Valerie, I'm not sure what state you're in, but probably because they haven't updated their system. Which unfortunately, so it sounds like the system's letting you certify, but it's in a pending status, and I'm assuming you haven't gotten paid. So yeah, unfortunately, we just have to wait to update their system. So update on Washington State. The last time I did any research on Washington State was I uploaded a video, I think last Monday. Can't remember what it is, to be honest with you. But if you want that information, you can go back a week. So yeah, I haven't done any research, obviously, except for uh, Pennsylvania in the last week. I apologize for that. I filed today for PEUC and it went through, so hopefully I will get it on Wednesday. Yes, let's hope. That would be good news. Heath, I'm in North Carolina, can file weekly, but no pay on EB. I exhausted my EB back early November. Okay, so if you exhausted your EB early November in North Carolina, well, no matter what state you're in, once you exhausted extended benefits prior to, December 26th, then what should happen is you should be placed back onto PEUC. So I'm assuming that if you try to log on your portal and you're not able to, okay, you're able to certify, but you're not getting paid. I'm curious to see, like, if you were to log into your dashboard, are you seeing that you were on PEUC with a balance? If not, then you should eventually, but it probably just means North Carolina still hasn't updated their PEUC information from the bill that was just passed. So unfortunately, just like a lot of people, we just kind of have to sit and wait. Heather, I'm in Arkansas, only able to file 2 weeks, but nothing for the past week. So yeah, same deal. If anyone files for PEUC or PUA and you haven't gotten paid, it sounds like a lot of states, again, and that's what's so hard about researching every state, because some states are the same, some states are completely different. So it just sounds like in Arkansas, they have to finish. They finished coding the part that lets you certify, but what they have to finish, like another piece, and that is to actually pay you, which obviously is extremely frustrating. Christopher, I'm in Florida. When they switched me to extended PUA, they took $3,300 of the PUA balance. I'm down to $275. When I claim my 2 weeks, will they fix it? Yeah, they should. If you did have a balance left of your PUA and PEUC, you should see that money back into your dashboard. At least that's what I've been seeing recently by several different people. So yeah, eventually, again, once Florida updates their systems, then yeah, you should see that money back, as well as the additional 11 weeks. Tink Gee, I'm on regular unemployment. I only received $300 for 1 week. Last certify. Okay, you're in Illinois. You're on regular, and you only received the $300, but you didn't. Oh, I see. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I think the extra $300. Sorry, I'm pulling up a calendar. 1, 2, 3. So yes, when you file this week, I would expect that you would see 2 payments of the $300, making that 3 payments of $300 total. So yes, I do agree with what you're saying. Heather, 3 weeks without pay is just too long. They need to get it together. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Heather. Number one, and I've said this a couple of times, so apologize if you guys heard, but or heard this before. But I'm sure Congress celebrated that they got this bill passed, but little did they know that they still got it passed a little, too late, right? Because the states need at least a month to update everything, right? So hopefully with this next bill, they'll be able to get it done sooner. I am glad that they did add a stimulus check onto the bill, because at least that helped people kind of get by a little bit. But obviously, what's $600 going to do, right? Tin Man. What if my benefit year ends mid-April, where President Biden extension take my claim to the end of September? So yeah, great question. So when your benefit year ends, so in other words, once you file regular unemployment, that claim is good for a year. So what you should do is, when your benefit year ends, like in Tin Man's situation, you should file for regular unemployment all over again. That's just the process. Even if you have weeks left over from extended benefits or another program. You should file a brand new unemployment claim all over again. Now, once you do this, an examiner will look at your claim. They'll look at the claim that you were just on, and they'll kind of compare the two. And I've read that if you made more money on the first claim than the second claim, then they could say, all right, well, forget about the new application. We'll just put you back on the plan that you just were because you make more, you get more weekly, you get a higher weekly benefit. So after you apply for a brand new unemployment application, then the state will determine if they want to keep you on the application or revert you back to the one that you were just on. So I'm not sure. Hopefully they'll put you on the one where you have the higher weekly benefit amount. Tink Gee, I still haven't received a stimulus. Oh, shoot. I meant to. I was slacking. Sorry, guys. My son turned 18 today, so I had to run out this morning and get a cake and all that stuff. And what I was going to do was, so yeah, if you haven't received a stimulus check, and obviously if you go to the irs.gov website, there's a button that says get my payment. You can try to get your information by doing that. If that doesn't work, what you want to do is actually create an account with the IRS website. And I meant to do this and I totally forgot because I wanted to give you guys instructions on how to do that. But once you create an account with the irs.gov website, you can actually track the stimulus check. Now, mail is, the United States Postal Service is super slow right now. So we mailed cards to my stepson who's in Boston, and we're right outside Philly, which isn't that far, right? But it still took almost a month for cards and just cards to get up to Boston. So, Tink, if you are looking to get a check in the mail, that could be the delay. I know that there were people on the chat. There was one person on the chat on Friday that she said she just got her stimulus check by mail like that day. So that could be the holdup. But I definitely recommend creating an account with irs.gov so you can legit like track your stimulus. K-Squad, I can't file. It says claim unemployment insurance 0. I'm so confused. I can't file my weekly claim. Yeah, so Kay, it's probably because your state hasn't updated their system. So unfortunately, we just have to wait. I do recommend that you try to file every couple of days, or at least try to see if your dashboard has been updated with any information or with updated information. But yeah, unfortunately, we just got to sit and wait. Mark B, Kim is always sick. I pray for her. No, my sinuses. No, I'm fine. My sinuses are, yeah, I think I sound congested. If I do, I apologize. I'm very, very congested. OTF, I wasn't able to file my PUA until today. That's good. Oh, wait, I wasn't able to file until 117. It said, so after I filed, it said exhausted. Okay, so it sounds like that they haven't totally updated everything, right? Yeah, we'll talk about Pennsylvania at 2:00 if you guys want to hop on. Fran, can you please explain how would 59 weeks? Oh, okay. Yeah. How do you get paid 59 weeks of unemployment when there's only 52 weeks in a year? So yeah, great question. So you're going to have, I'll just make sure I do everything right. You're going to have your 26 weeks of regular unemployment. And then you're going to have your 13 weeks of PEUC. So that would take us to 39 weeks. And then in some states, they offer 13 weeks of extended benefits after you exhaust your PEUC. And would that take us to... So that takes us to 52. Oh, yeah, 59. Okay, so in some states offer 13 weeks of extended benefits. Other states offer 20 weeks of extended benefits. It all depends on the state. So 26 plus 13 plus 20. So that's how you would get the 59. So yeah, hopefully that made sense. So 26 weeks of regular unemployment, 13 weeks of PEUC, and up to 20 weeks for extended benefits if your state offers that. And we have a super chat from Majida Green. You're in Pennsylvania. I've exhausted regular unemployment and my 13 weeks of EB. I'm able to certify every Sunday, but no money since December. Yes. Did you try to file today? Because you're right. When you're on extended benefits in Pennsylvania, you can file every single week and get paid every single week. However, in Pennsylvania, they were having issues with paying extended benefits, and I thought they got that fixed, actually. Yeah, try to claim today, because on their Facebook page, it did say that you should be able to file today. So definitely try that and then let me know. But yeah, do you have to apply for PUA? No, because once you run out of extended benefits, you'll get placed back onto PEUC. And that goes for everyone, not just people in Pennsylvania. But yeah, try to certify and then come back on it too and let me know how you make out. All right. And all right, sorry, trying to figure out where I am. Okay, Anita, I live in Arizona, and this week is my last week of regular unemployment where I have to reapply for PUA. Anita, actually, your next program will be PEUC, and in most states, they automatically put you on that PEUC program without you having to do anything. So that's your next program, and like I said, you shouldn't have to do anything. You should get notification in the mail saying, hey, just so you know, you're on PEUC. And then you'll be on that program for 11 weeks until, well, hopefully until mid-March, but hopefully they'll extend the bill. So hopefully you'll be on it for longer than that. Miss Yolanda, I'm in Florida and they changed my balance to $62.50. I got paid $125 on January 6th. Hopefully it's a sign they're fixing PUA and PEUC. Yeah, actually, yeah, it does sound like, although that seems like a big balance. I wonder why you only got paid $125. But anyway, yeah, I mean, as long as you're seeing a balance, that's definitely progress. And as long as you're getting paid something, yeah, and I think that's what's so confusing, right? Because they're doing these in like little pieces, and we only see the little pieces, and we don't know what's right, wrong, different, and yeah, it's confusing. But yeah, at least you're seeing a balance. Tara, filed my weekly claim today for regular unemployment in Ohio. I do see the last 3 payments are pending. Oh, yeah. Wait, I think I already answered that. Yeah, if you're in Ohio, they're switching systems. So if your payment's pending, that's probably why. Rose, I recently did the ID me verification. They said I could certify within 5 to 7 days, but instead of getting recertification button, I now see reopen claim. What do I do? Yeah, I get worried clicking that reopen claim button unless the state specifically tells you to. Just because I don't know. I get a little weary. Um, Rose, what state are you in? Because I guess the best thing, like I said, 2 o'clock today, we're going to talk about Pennsylvania specific issues. Um, but I would hate to tell you to do something and then have it mess it up. So I wouldn't do anything until you get notification from your state to take an action on something, because it could delay things down the road. Which I know how impatient. I know that we've waited long enough, right? Um, yeah, I wouldn't do anything yet. Fran, after my years, and I still have. Uh, Fran, I'm not 100% sure what you're asking, but if you were currently on PEUC and extended benefits, then starting December 27th, you should get placed back onto PEUC. However, if you're still collecting extended benefits, then you should stay on that until that is exhausted, and then you'll get switched back onto PEUC. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any updates for specific states. The last update I have is from the video I uploaded a couple days ago, Monday, I think. Oh, Fran, thank you. Fran says you're truly the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tin Man, I know. I'm not even gonna bother calling them myself, because I know how frustrated. And it's hard because people are trying to get a status of what's going on, right? Well, I don't understand why unemployment can't just email everyone, right? To just give them an update. Like, I mean, I appreciate the fact that, they make updates on Facebook or Twitter or whatever your state decides to do, but not everyone checks those pages, right? And yeah, all they have to do is just send one email and just notify people what's going on. Betty, if you have a part-time job, which, for example, you work 11 hours a week, would I qualify for the EDD benefits too? I just started in December. So you're in California. There's a calculation for unemployment. Every state is probably different. So what you'd have to do is calculate. Again, I don't even touch the calculation, to be honest with you. But if you type in or Google, California unemployment, like part-time job or something, or actually do California unemployment calculator or calculation, you should be able to see some calculations, and then you could see how much you get paid to see if you qualify for full benefits, or you could qualify for partial benefits too. So yeah, definitely Google the California unemployment calculator, and you just kind of got to do some math to see if you qualify for hopefully at least partial benefits. Or you may not make enough and you could still get the full amount of unemployment. That's not just for California, but that's everywhere, all states. D-Boogie TV, when will they reprogram the PUA? That's a great question. All states supposedly are working on it. Unfortunately, it's going to take some time, and unfortunately, they're not keeping us updated, which is very frustrating. David says, great question. Do I have to apply for $300 extra benefits? I'm receiving my weekly payments in Oklahoma. Great job, Camera. Loves you. We love you. Thanks. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. No, you shouldn't have to do anything to receive the extra $300. You just certify every week for unemployment. But yeah, you don't need to apply. You don't need to do anything extra. In Pennsylvania specifically, we actually get the extra $300 a week later. I'm not sure if you're not receiving your payment, maybe that's why. But then I also know some states that pay when they pay the regular state benefits. So all states are different. But yeah, you should definitely get the extra $300 and you shouldn't have to do anything additional. Kelly says, I ran out. Will I still get PEUC? So yes, if you have exhausted PEUC at any time in 2020, then yes, you should be able to get the extra 11 weeks of PEUC, because what they did was PEUC, as you know, was for 13 weeks. And what they did was they extended that to 14 weeks. So it was, if you exhausted it, then yeah, you'll get the extra 11 weeks. And the same thing for PUA. PUA paid out for 39 weeks. Tack on an extra 11 weeks. So for PUA, you should be getting paid 50 weeks total. Majida, I exhausted my 13 weeks of EB, but I'm still able to certify no deposits. Oh, wait, I already answered that, right? Yeah, it's just because, Majida, you should be placed back onto PEUC. And again, it's just because the states have to update their system. K-Squad, I wonder if PA will start receiving benefits on January 20th. It's so frustrating. Milk, that's all. Do you know the timeline for EB recipients in PA, and will the $300 a week be at the same time as our backdated? Okay, so EB, I believe, was fixed, like that issue. So definitely try to certify today for extended benefits in Pennsylvania. Now, keep in mind, just like I just said, the extra $300, you won't see that until next week. Joe, how do I apply for the... Oh, great question. I have to look that up. Joe, I'm not 100% sure. And how to apply. I'm not sure, Joe. I will look into that. I know that when the bill was passed, people didn't have, well, I shouldn't say people, but like I couldn't find out the application, find where to apply, and then honestly, I kind of totally forgot about it. So I will look into that for you because I'm not 100% sure. And I'll try to have an answer for you by 6:00 tomorrow when we go live. Isabel, I'm on PUC extension in California, and I was able to certify 3 weeks in January, but now I have a 0 claim balance. Now says maximum balance paid. So Isabel, great question. I know that California was going through some weird things, right? And I know that they were kind of paying people not one at a time, but like through chunks in the next 2 weeks. Do me a favor, if you, obviously you're in California and it's almost 2:00. There's a YouTube channel, Shelly's Millions. She specifically talks about California unemployment, and she actually goes live in 23 minutes. So do me a favor, and because obviously I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction, definitely leave here and put your question in her chat. Because obviously she would have a better understanding of, because I don't even want to touch California because I know all the issues that you guys have had, and I don't want to give you a wrong answer. Star said, no, the lady said I should do it because they owe me for my business and I will get more. She recommended me not delete it. Okay. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm just, yeah, whatever they tell you to do, that overrides anything I say. Because again, I'm reading stuff in, all states are different, right? So yeah, absolutely. If she says to reapply, then totally do it. Robert, when will the ones exhausted can expect Georgia? Honestly, I haven't done any updated research in the States. The last research I did was last Sunday. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the issues are in most states, but definitely go to your state's unemployment site, or you can even go to Facebook or Twitter to get the most updated information. Case Squad, I think people are not listening and filing new claims, and it's holding up the process. Yeah, I think that's happening too. Now, obviously, some claims are warranted, like in Star's situation. Uh, she was told to file, and that's awesome, right? Yeah, it's so hard to even know what the right thing to do is, right? But yeah, if they tell you to do something, then definitely definitely do it. I exhausted my regular unemployment on September and applied on December for both EB and PEUC, but still waiting. Do you think what I did was wrong? No, actually. So you exhausted your regular unemployment in September, then you should be placed on PEUC automatically. So that's really weird. Yeah, you shouldn't have to apply for anything. Do me a favor, if you're in Pennsylvania, can you hop on it too? And we can kind of walk through the situation. And if you're not, then definitely reach out to your state's unemployment office. Yeah, you should have been on PEUC after you exhausted regular benefits. Yeah, D Boogie, I'm not 100% sure about Colorado, to be honest with you. Um, like I said, definitely go to their Facebook page, their unemployment page, or their Twitter page, see if they updated any information. And yeah, if you guys that are hopping on, if you want to talk about Pennsylvania specific unemployment stuff, come back at 2. And I'll go live at 2. And if you're not in Pennsylvania but just want to hear what we're saying, by all means, you are welcome. Okay, so Rhonda's saying the same thing. Same thing in Texas. They told me after 4 calls to them in 2 weeks, don't reapply, just sit and wait. Again, which is easier said than done, right? Because we haven't gotten paid in so long. Oh, Terry, you're welcome. Yeah, definitely keep me posted. Lisa, Louisiana isn't paying, really? I have a friend that's collecting PUA, and well, I know she got paid last week. I don't know about this week. So, so frustrating. JD Graham, my claim disappeared. PUA. Yeah, it's happening with a lot of people, which is crazy. But yeah, don't worry too much about it because they have a backup of everything, and if they don't, then they got bigger issues. Try 6868. How are you? Yeah, I finally read your comment. I did reply to you because you left a comment like a week or 2 ago. Okay, I just certified my 13-week of PEUC 1.0, right? And it gave me a 0 balance, but it also gave the link to apply to EB, which I did. It gave me 20 weeks ending January 30th. Interesting, because that's certainly not 20 weeks, is it? Yeah, you should. I think we talked about this. Yeah, I'm surprised that you didn't stay on PEUC. Yeah, oh, you know what? Unless Massachusetts is ending their EB early, which they could. And just so you guys know, if whoever is on extended benefits for your state, not every state offers extended benefits. EB is only turned on when the unemployment rate gets to a low or a high level. And then once it gets to a certain level, they can actually turn off EB. And in fact, at the end of the year, there were some states that were telling their claimants, hey, by the way, this week when you get paid for EB, that's going to be your last one. So maybe Massachusetts just ended their EB early, which could very well happen. Darnell, how are you? Haven't seen you in forever. Kevin, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Thank you for everything. I filed PA, filed my PUA, claimed it, and it says I have no money, said I'm disqualified. Yeah, I would definitely wait until Pennsylvania finishes updating their system, and hopefully you will see a new balance very shortly. Tin Man, try to file, says claim inactive. I reapplied. Should I have done this? Should I email the helpline, explain what I did? So you tried to, did you file for regular unemployment all over again, Tin Man? Tin Man, come back at 2 if you can. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it, Tin Man, just because we're all waiting for PEUC and PUA for them to update their systems regarding that. If you hear that PEUC is updated in the system, they're paying out and everything's good to go, and you are not able to claim and get paid, then I would obviously reach out. But obviously, if you even try to, I mean, you can always try through chat. Chat's not as horrible as trying to dial 1,000 times, right? But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Lizzie, I'm in Las Vegas, and I had 0 weeks. Yeah, Lizzie, I'm gonna have to take a look at reread your comment from Friday, so I will get to that. Andrew, Kansas isn't doing anything either. The last state was up. Yeah, the last state update. I found that so frustrating too. Because I was trying to get updated information regarding some of these states, and I'm like, I have no information. Like, there's nothing. And considering that there is no update from before Christmas is absurd. Definitely check Twitter as well as Facebook, because although there were some states that I found that the websites weren't updated, like Twitter was, it's crazy. So yeah, if you are in Pennsylvania, come back at 2. We'll talk about Pennsylvania specifically. If you're from New Jersey, you can hang out with us too, and I could, we can talk about Jersey too, considering we're kind of neighbors. New York, I think, is already getting paid everything. Okay, K-SWAD. It says unemployment insurance claim 0. Like, I never had a claim, but I did. Yeah, K-SWAD, I wouldn't worry too much about that, simply because unless you know your state is 100% functioning and working and everyone's getting paid and you're not, a lot of people's claims still say 0 because the states have to update their systems. So I wouldn't worry too much about it yet. Yeah, I know, Joseph. What do you think? What's going on with PA? So many people going without pay are in fear, uncertainty, and struggle. Yeah, and it's not just Pennsylvania either, right? It's one thing. Governor Cuomo in New York did one thing, and from what I read, obviously I could be wrong, but it seems as though he worked hard to make sure that people did not go weeks without not getting paid. So I commend New York. All right, sorry guys. I am trying to find my spot in chat. K-Squad, I think I read that you were in Pennsylvania. Come back at 2. Sorry guys. I'm going to go for another 5 minutes, and I do apologize if I haven't gotten to your question, simply because there's 1,000 of you and one of me. But I do go live on my channel Monday through Friday, 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also weekends. 12 or 1 o'clock-ish. So it looks like I will try to answer as many as I can in the last couple minutes. Sorry, guys. So I received 2 $100 payments on the week of the 7th. Haven't seen anything since I'm in Georgia. Was on extended benefits. Still have a remaining balance. Huh. Yeah, that sounds 2 $100 payments. I would definitely reach out to their unemployment. Yeah, definitely reach out to unemployment because that doesn't sound. And because you're on extended benefits, it's not like it's a new program or that they are extending the program. But yeah, if you're questioning payment, definitely reach out to them. Manuel, they told me to reopen the 10th of January. When I did, the first week is still processing. I did this morning. It told me this to qualified. What does this mean? Yeah. Well, it could be. I'm not Manuel. I'm not sure what program you were on, but you could be disqualified because if they haven't updated their system with information from the latest bill that just passed for PUA and PEUC, then you could be disqualified because the system is reading, well, you don't have a balance, so you can't collect. Sorry, just got distracted. So unfortunately, we just have to wait for them to update their system, which I know easier said than done, right? Okay, so Jason, will I still get my unemployment if my yearly is up in March and I can refile? Oh, wait, you're asking someone. Are you asking me? So yeah, at the end of your regular unemployment benefit year, the process is that you should file for a regular unemployment all over again, like a brand new application. And then the state would then determine, do you stay on that path or do you revert back to the program that you were currently on? Not real. Did PA lose our data? They didn't. It's just we just visually can't see our data, but I wouldn't, and that goes for any state. If you log in and for whatever reason, you're not seeing any information, you're not seeing your claim, they do have a backup of all this stuff. It's just we just can't visually see this stuff. And that's what happens when they're piecemealing this stuff, right? And it's doing nothing but freaking us out because we're not seeing what we're used to seeing, which is very, very frustrating. So I am going to end it here. If you currently live in Pennsylvania and you want to talk about Pennsylvania specific issues, definitely come back in 8 minutes and we'll talk about Pennsylvania. If you're not in PA, you want to hang out, totally hang out. That's cool. I do apologize if I didn't get your question. Again, I do go live Monday through Friday, 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And have a great weekend. And I will see you hopefully in a couple of minutes.